Barack Obama's former advisor, and our colleague here, David Axelrod, who said those two words, with Natalie, seemed gratuitous and unnecessary.
X is right,
in Donald Trump's
X is right.
There are no rules anymore. Donald Trump broke all of those.
Are you defending him? He didn't insult Trump. He insulted
but the right
female
but the right
defend herself. It's not the right and it's not Trump. It's a single defenseless woman.
She's not defensive. She's not defensive. Caitlin Collins asks a real question, and Trump demeans her every single solitary day.
She has no ability
to be honest.
You are not answering the question. You are avoiding the question again, Scott.
First of all,
I'm not going to do it. By the way, at home, you have no idea how loud this is.
On CNN, Scott Jennings gets surrounded after calling out Jon Ossoff for dragging Trump's aide Natalie Harp into a political fight. But instead of answering Jennings' argument, this CNN panel goes right back to Trump again and again and again. But one panelist says the quiet part out loud. Watch this. Okay, let's go.
Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff is facing fresh backlash for a comment that he made that really got under MAGA's skin this week. You'll remember Ossoff said that President Trump would rather travel with his close personal aide, Natalie Harp, than execute his job as commander-in-chief. But some on the left cheer, and others think it was a step too far. For example, Barack Obama's former advisor, and our colleague here, David Axelrod, who said those two words, with Natalie, seemed gratuitous and unnecessary. He added that they distracted and detracted from the power of the message. Keith, is Axelrod onto something?
Of course not. I don't agree with him. I mean, yes, you could say that the words were gratuitous and unnecessary. I'll agree with him on that. But did it distract? No, because we are talking now about Jon Ossoff's race, and it allows us to talk about the fact that Jon Ossoff was making the larger point that Donald Trump, as we mentioned before, is not focused on any of the issues that the American people are concerned about. He's focused on everything else, including his personal comfort.
Okay. Because I thought I just now got a brief case of ADHD. When we're talking about Jon Ossoff, and that is the current subject of the issue, then why and how did we derail and get back to Donald Trump? That's where the whataboutism comes into play. That's where they start to drown in the pool and climb up the hill of whataboutism. Roll it.
Air Force One, or whatever the Air Force One happens to be on, rather than focusing on jobs and affordability and healthcare and things that the American people
and
want.
Look, and if you're going to argue that it's sexist, right?
We're talking about Jon Ossoff,
right, which is the big argument, right? If you're going to take that position, you better also be criticizing the way Donald Trump talks about women's appearances and looks on a regular basis, right? So I'm happy for someone to say, look, I think it was inappropriate, I think it was sexist, but you better also be saying that about Donald Trump if I'm even going to take you seriously.
Scott?
I expect Ossoff to criticize Donald Trump. I expect every Democrat running for president to criticize Donald Trump. What I thought was appalling about this is that Harp is not a public figure. She's not a household name. Nobody knows who she is. And when he injected her into this, he knew what he was doing, which is punching down on someone who's effectively defenseless.
Doesn't Donald Trump do that all the time?
All the time.
I mean,
What do you mean? He's doing it right now while we're here. Guys, there's no stop. There are no rules anymore.
What are you guys doing? What's really going on over there on the left? I have questions.
Donald Trump broke all of those.
Are you defending
Rob Reiner dies.
Rob Reiner
dies. Donald Trump cheers his death. There are no rules anymore.
Robert Mueller dies. He defends his death.
Hold on. There are no rules anymore. You might not like it. Donald Trump is the king of trolls. What I find amazing is that the best trolls can't take incoming. I don't care who they are.
Is she a troll?
But they can't. No, but Trump is. Okay,
I know, but he didn't insult Trump. He insulted a female defend herself.
She's a White House staff.
She's not a troll.
She's a White House staff
member. The right
member.
cannot take any
Here's the deal. It's not the right and it's not Trump. It's a single defenseless woman.
She's not defenseless.
What about Richard Freeman and Shane Moss?
Caitlin Collins asks a real question, and Trump demeans her every single solitary day.
Let me go ahead and just play it, because there's just such a long history of this. Trump punching down, insulting women. Let's just play it.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account.
Only
has
Rosie
several-
O'Donnell.
But what we want to do is to replenish the
Such
Social
a nasty
Security
woman.
Trust Fund.
You are the worst reporter. No wonder CNN has no ratings because of people like you.
Scott,
Excuse me, sorry.
Dan's question was pretty straightforward. If you're going to be outraged over traveling on a plane with Natalie, are you going to be outraged over all those things?
I do not believe in demeaning women in any way, number one. Number two.
Not answering the
so-
question.
not-
Not
So
answering the
did
question.
the president
answering the
demean
question.
women, and was that unacceptable?
The
is
issue
question
the
I'm
issue I
asking.
have with this
Are
is,
you outraged or not
issue-
about that?
the issue
Are
I
you
have
outraged?
the issue I have with this is
Not answering the question.
Natalie Harp
Not answering the question.
is not a public figure.
Nor is
She has
nor is
no
Ruby Freeman or
she
Shane
has,
Moss.
she has no ability
to be honest,
you are
to
not
defend
answering the
herself,
question.
and
You are
Democrats
you are
I'm sorry.
saying they
avoiding
are
the
the party
question
of women
again,
and
Scott.
dragging
You
her.
continuously
sorry.
distracted.
Hold on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't decipher what he was trying to say because he was getting yelled at, and he was being toppled over by the octaves from Keith. Keith is yelling so loud that he's drowning out the point that Scott is trying to make. I wouldn't be able to concentrate.
Devoid,
It has
avoid that.
nothing
You had, by the way, at home,
to
you have no
do-
idea how loud this is.
But
It's
Scott,
screaming in your ear.
listen,
You have no idea how dishonest you
it
are
has
to
nothing
come on
to
and say
do
this
with
stuff.
Natalie. She is
Yes, it
she
does.
is
It
being
has
a
everything to do. And
defenseless
if you want to
being
defend
First of all,
her to
just
the much,
to
go ahead,
be-
but I'm not going to do
just
it.
to be clear,
Inconsistent,
hold on a
hypocritical.
second.
What do you think, Lydia?
Hold on a second.
You're a Republican or conservative woman?
Just to be
What do you
clear.
think?
What do you think, Lydia? Oh my goodness. Well, I never thought that I'd see Scott calling out Lydia. She's a conservative panelist, but why is she not saying anything? Like, hello, Lydia, jump in the ring. We need somebody to bounce this off and balance this out because she is a woman and she is a Republican woman. So we need someone to jump in the ring and not say necessarily to defend the fact that Donald Trump does that, but defend something. Why is she not helping Scott? She's just sitting. Look, let me zoom in a little bit. She's just sitting there. Look, she's just. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 panelists against one Scott Jennings. I'm out. I don't have any words. She's pretty good. Roll the clip. Roll it.
You were asked the question.
Hold
you
on a
avoided
second,
answering
Keith.
it.
Just to be clear, I think the idea of continually describing a 35-year-old woman as somebody who has no agency and is defenseless and is just a victim, that is
She's a
kind of
victim of Jon
demeaning
Ossoff's
to begin
character
with.
assassination.
But the second,
100%.
but the
She's a
second
top
thing
Trump
is,
White House official.
But the second thing is, Scott, you are so concerned about that, but you have not expressed any concern over Trump's repeated demeaning of all kinds of other women who are just simply doing their jobs. So
Including our
why
host.
not?
Including our host. He attacked our host here.
I'm disappointed you don't remember this, but during the president's first term, you actually got into it with him on the South Lawn, and we did a show together, and I said, I don't think that's good.
Okay,
He
you
shouldn't
got
talk
one
to you that
example
way.
because you have
and
to
you don't
be-
remember.
with
But the
the
bottom
right
line
time.
is,
But that's-
the
but
fact
Scott-
that you won't defend Harp here
But hold
is
on.
What
crazy
about
to
all
me.
these
Hold on
different
a second.
examples? You are so good at
That's
turning
why
the
I
subject
asked you
away
this,
from
Scott,
the reality of what she just
you
said,
easily
Scott.
It's
could
now
have-
even more decibels than
you
it was.
easily
you're
could have
playing.
said-
I know you're playing to
Hold
your
on,
audience
Keith,
here, but Scott, you're
Keith,
still
just
Personal
avoiding the
space.
subject.
Personal space.
Hold on,
Yeah,
Scott. You
it's
easily could
wonderful
have said.
comedy, Scott,
You
but
easily
you're
could have
avoiding the
said
subject.
in this very same way that I denounce
Personal
what
space.
Jon Ossoff said. I also denounce all the things that Donald Trump has said. You didn't say that
I
tonight, even
literally
when
just
you
said
were
I don't
asked.
believe in demeaning
so
women. I
I
literally
will
just
say,
said I don't
I will
believe
just
in
Get
say
to those
that you
incidents.
are not holding him to the same
Thank you.
standard that you
Thank you.
hold Jon Ossoff. You have a lot to say about Jon Ossoff and very little to say about
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
because he
and
drug
his
a defenseless
treatment of women.
What about
government servant
what
through the
about
mud,
Ruby
and he
Freeman
deserves
and
it.
President?
He
Ruby
deserves
Freeman,
it.
The
Ruby
president
Freeman and
of the
Shane
United
Moss.
States does that on a regular
Ruby Freeman.
basis.
That dude, Keith, if he shut the up, we can't. He's talking over Ab. Is he on some type of upper? Is he on some type of amphetamine? What's the means of yelling over every point that anybody's trying to make? We don't even know what's going on anymore. We think it's the Keith show. who, get him out of here. I can't even hear Abby. And as much as I don't want to hear Abby Phillips talk, I kind of would rather hear Abby Phillips talk. Seriously. Roll the clip.
Shane Moss
To
were
women.
defenseless
So she deserves it.
government workers, and Donald Trump attacked them. What did you
listen,
say about that,
does she
Scott?
deserve it?
What did you
Nope.
say about that, Scott?
Okay, nobody is saying that. First of all, that she deserves anything.
You seem to be defending
But the
it.
only
Scott,
point,
you're
the only
deflecting
thing that
again.
we are saying is that if you're going to be mad at Jon Ossoff
Be
over saying he
consistent.
likes to the president likes to travel with her, you should be mad about the president calling a reporter doing her job piggy.
Be consistent, Scott.
That's a pretty simple thing.
consistent.
Not controversial.
Be consistent,
It's pretty simple.
Scott.
We gotta.
It's what it takes to be a Democrat. Drag defenseless
Scott,
women
you're
through
not
the mud.
the victim here, Scott.
Drag defenseless women through the mud.
You are not the victim here. You are the perpetrator of Donald Trump's fraud on the American people. So
I don't know why we
yes, you are,
have
because
to
you sit
insist
here
on.
and defend him every time.
I don't know why we have to insist on describing Natalie, again, a 35-year-old woman. She's a government employee, as a defenseless
She has no microphone.
woman.
Nor did
She doesn't get to speak
nor
at
did
her
Ruby
house.
Freeman or Shane Moss.
She, like everybody else, who
By the way, doesn't she run
is
his
doing
Twitter?
their job,
She
doesn't
is.
deserve
That's
to
a
be
pretty big
attacked.
microphone.
If I got a list, Jared, of every female who worked in your office and read their first names and said, gee whiz, Jared, why are you spending so much time with that lady? You'd be pissed right now.
Scott, let
You'd
me
be
hold
pissed.
on. So,
You'd be
hold on.
pissed.
Do
You'd
I
be pissed.
hold on? Do I think what happened with the Natalie thing is that how we should talk? No, I don't think that's how politics should be. But what you should understand is we talk like that now because of Trump.
Thank you. Case closed. End of story.
Do you disagree with that?
Look,
No, and the American people know it.
I believe you shouldn't demean women, and I don't think defenseless
Unless
women in
Donald Trump
politics
does
should be
it.
drugged through the mud.
The American people know that the Democrats have no spine and no backbone and nothing to talk about unless it's Donald Trump. It's the TDS driven thick through their soul. It's nothing about Donald Trump at all. This is about what's going on the Democrat Party side. What's going on with the Democrat divide when the DSA socialists is a part of the Democrat Party and they can't turn it off? What's going to happen then when the communists are taking over every single state that's blue? That's what you guys need to be worried about. Let me close this off. You guys are going to be screwed when he's out of office. You're going to be screwed. You have nothing to talk about. And that's where they get me. We talk like that now because of Donald Trump. We're grown up. That's the whole point. We are grown adults. And when grown adults start to say things like that, it makes me wonder. This debate was more so about Donald Trump than Jon Ossoff. Was Jon Ossoff wrong for dragging Natalie Harp into it? That's the debate. It's not about Donald Trump. And remember, even David Axelrod said this was gratuitous and unnecessary. That was one of Obama's aides. So Scott Jennings wasn't really out there alone. I want to know what you think. Did Scott Jennings win this debate, or did the panel have a point? Drop your comments in the comment section down below. And until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so we can keep bringing you debates like this on the Jay Ravato Show.